Hello,
Looks like
beautiful people of the internet.
hello there. Yes, this is Authors Unite. And yeah, we just love what we do. We love writing. We love talking about it. And today's topic is nano, because we've got November coming up. So are you planning, Karina, are you planning to get a novel busted out in a month?
No, definitely
No?
not.
This is my first time trying it. I've had friends, a cousin of mine that likes to write, often did it every month, and they were always encouraging me to do it. And I had my set routine of, well, I just do 1,000 or 500 words a day. But I've been struggling. I've been struggling with writing a novel. I can occasionally get a good short story out, but I've really struggled with getting a novel out. And so I'm thinking maybe if I do nano and I have this pressure of, get it done in a month, then maybe that'll empower me, I guess, to just push through it. I don't know. What do you think?
For me personally, that is the exact reason I'm not doing it, because I do not need that kind of pressure.
Right, right.
But I guess we are in different places. Like, I can't for the life of me do a short story, but I have like 5 novels written, so.
Oh, 5 novels. That's cool. You got any of them published?
One.
One of them. What's the published one?
That is a thriller called Concerning Death.
Wow, cool.
And then I have a short one for, well, not short story, but a 20K length novella out called Sigyn's Revenge, about Norse mythology.
Very nice, very nice. So for you, what is why is the novel easier, but you find the short story harder? I'm fascinated by that.
I guess I just need longer to really get into things. For me, a novel is I'm Danish, and in Danish, the word novelle, as in novel, means short story, so I messed them up.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, a novel is called roman, as in Roman or romance. That's really weird.
Yeah, that is weird, but cool too.
Yeah. But I find a short story kind of fascinating because you can do so much with so little. Whereas I just need a bigger canvas to tell anything, I feel like.
Right. So you kind of like then digging into the characters more.
Yeah.
Going more into their backstory and all that, developing that a lot more. Whereas in the short story, you have less opportunities to go into the backstory. You kind of have to start immediately. You got to start with conflict right away, and then just dip into the backstory enough to give some context, and then push it towards the climax in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the novel, so I'm okay setting it up. Like I got notebooks piled all over my room right now, pretty much. Not that bad, but I've got a stack of them over here and in the drawers over there. And a lot of them, so about my writing process, I like to have a conversation with myself on paper. I learned this from a guy, a thriller novelist named David Morrell. He created Rambo and one of the great iconic action heroes of all time. He's a great novelist, but he has a book about the publishing life and the writing life. And he likes to do that. He has a conversation with himself on paper. And I thought, well, that's inspiring. So I started doing it. But I sit there and I write out, just an outline sort of what I think this novel idea is going to be, who the character is, what I think the structure will be, I always get the setup fine. I get the character of my mind fixed in my mind. I get an idea of what kind of conflict they encounter. But I can't push it beyond that. I can't develop that conflict to a climax. I'm really struggling with that.
That's how I kind of get.
That's how you kind of get to?
Yeah.
No, elaborate more on that, on your perspective of it.
I think most of the time I focus a lot of character versus plot, so my plot usually lacks a lot at certain times.
Bert's excited for a conversation too.
Yeah. I did a video with Kinder the other day and they love his voice. It was so annoying. But I usually start with just like an idea of where I want to go and then end up somewhere completely different, obviously, or naturally, of course, something. And I usually always end up at some point in the novel, like, I have absolutely no idea where to go from here. I am so lost because I just have these characters, and I don't like that writing thing some authors do where they like put in things, like suddenly there's a tsunami or suddenly there's this external force that comes in and messes everything up that the reader had no idea would enter. It feels manipulative to me. I like to just let my characters make their own conflict in a way. So I usually just put the book away for a little bit and come back later. And then it turns out there's plenty of conflict.
Oh, so you like to do multiple projects to keep your imagination fresh, in a sense, eh? If you're stuck on one, you can do another one. That's a good idea. Good idea. But no, that is interesting. So you do dislike it when you would prefer to have like a foreshadowing, I guess. So like the gun that appears in Act 3, there's a hint of it on the mantle in Act 1 kind of thing. Is that what you're meaning? How? Because you don't want some random thing to show up. You kind of want it hinted at early on in the book so there's more context for it, I guess. Is that what you're meaning?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I enjoy a surprise as much as anyone else. I feel like sometimes in a book you can tell that the author was like, I need some kind of conflict here. I need something to steer my characters in the direction I want them to go. And I just prefer worlds where you can't actually see the author. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Now I'm seeing why you said you want your characters creating the conflict.
Yeah.
So it's their weaknesses, their choices that bring it upon them, instead of, like you said, the author suddenly going, I'm going to throw in a tsunami here or whatever. Just, okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. They're more character-driven stories.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, that's interesting.
Like, I don't, in this current book I'm writing, it's a trilogy. I'm on the sequel right now. I have a character who was maybe mentioned in like one sentence in the first book, like just briefly. She's the ex-girlfriend of the MC character's brother. So she's really, really distant from the entire plot, and the main character, she's never met her or anything like that. And she becomes like really important in this book. She basically turns everything around. It's kind of hard to explain without spoiling too much in case anyone wants to read it, but she's like this new kind of being that isn't supposed to be able to exist. So she comes in and everything is completely messed up because of her, and the main character has no idea who or what she is or anything like that.
Wow.
And that makes sense to me, because that distant character would act like this. Once you get to know her, it makes sense for her to do the things. It's not like I, as an author, just went, I'm gonna put her in because drama.
Right. No, I see what you mean. She's an integral part of this plot's development. She's driving it in a course that's not the other way around, I guess.
Mm.
Maybe I made sense there. I don't know. I need a drink of my Mountain Lightning.
Yay!
The cheap man's like Mountain Dew, I guess. I don't know. Got it at a party yesterday, so. But so what is, like, sounds like you're the pantser style of writer. You don't outline much, just dive right in, eh? I'm interested in hearing more about your writing style, or I mean your writing routine.
Okay, frankly, right now I have no writing routine at all. I just moved and I'm trying to figure out my meds from my psychiatrist, and everything is a mess in my life. So pretty much the only work I do is these meetings here.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Okay,
been
that's right.
like a few months since I did anything writing related.
Right. Do you find that a writing routine is helpful for you, or do you kind of like the chaotic moments? Do you find those more inspiring?
I feel I prefer having a routine. Like getting up in the morning, so excited because I get to write now and I have no day job or anything like that. So
Mhm.
that moment where you just wake up and just like, yay, I get to write. I love
Cool.
that moment. And then just sitting there writing all day, or at least writing as a first thing in the morning, I love that. But
Right.
I also hit sort of like walls where I just can't push forward. And then I have to admit to myself, I have to take a step back and give up that routine and just let my mind sort it out.
Right. Yeah, I kind of find the same. Like I enjoy, I guess how it's changed for me. So what in the past I would write out like a whole day's schedule. Like when I was in college and I worked a different job, I would write this whole schedule out to plan for the whole day to put writing in. And
That
now
sounds
what I
like
do,
that sounds helpful or stressful, depending on who you
yeah,
are.
because sometimes what it would do is it would, like you said, walls, you would kind of feel too rigid, and you would think more about your schedule than you would about the story you were writing.
Yeah.
And so what I do now instead is I'll write at any point of the day I'm free, but instead I'll have like routines, habits that I carry out while I write and just before I write. Like I always have a drink with me when I write.
Yeah,
I
that
always,
was important.
yeah, yeah. I always take a sip after I finish a page. I write for like 25 minutes and then I stop and I'll listen to like a song, or I'll walk around the room to stretch my legs. But I have like these little habits that I carry out while I write that gets me into the mindset of writing.
I'm so sorry. That was my doorbell screaming at me.
Was it? Oh, you got to rush to the door?
No, he opened it himself.
Oh,
Hey, Nick.
I'm sorry.
The internet.
Oh, hello, internet.
there.
Thank you. That's my little brother.
All right.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Sorry.
Very cool.
I kind of need to go now. I'm sorry, I didn't know when you would turn up. So
Sorry.
Well, hey, at least we got to talk about the process a little bit and some things. So I've
yeah,
enjoyed it.
it was really fun.
It was fun, and we'll do it again sometime, maybe longer.
Yeah.
So,
See
all
ya.
right. Yep. See you, Karina. Bye bye.